Today, I want to get into Soobin rushed to the hospital before and why are people talking about it now. I want to talk about Soobin's dating rumors and people believing Sasaengs are at it again. And then we have a brick thrown on set. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hey Spling Mug merch, and let's go. Filming is very dangerous for many reasons. If you're someone who is making an action film, the dangers are quite obvious. But for typical filming for things like K-dramas that are more reality than fiction or anything like that, the dangers are more going to be a result of the staff and the other people in the surrounding areas. We often take for granted the dramas, films, and shows that we see on TV on Netflix because there's so much of that content being rushed out. But the fact that anything ever gets done is a result of extreme passion and hard work film crew and talent. And it's honestly a miracle because there's 50 things going on. Needing location approval, needing to get 50 people that will actually do their job. Every time you organize a film, you are creating a little company with potentially 100 employees. And then now there's an even bigger legal issue on set. I actually think this has loosened a bit, but for a while there was a COVID person on set to ensure that all the COVID regulations were being met, so they could keep filming. Famous actress Park Yoon-bin was recently on set for her upcoming new drama. Apparently a man was near the filming site and it was being filmed in Seoul. The man lived there and was annoyed at all the lights and noise that was coming from the filming site, which I will talk about in a bit. This was why filming is so difficult, because you often want to be respectful to the environment that you're filming in. You obviously want to make sure you're not disturbing the neighborhood, and just because you get a license to film in that area doesn't mean everyone in that area is going to be happy with you filming. These filming lights are so bright, and I can bet what the filming crew was trying to do to give themselves more time is make the nighttime look like daylight. So there are lights that can do that for you. And as you can imagine, they are so bright. And if there are any neighboring apartments or homes there, it will literally look like you are trying to sleep at 2 p.m. when it could be 2 a.m. And the filming crew can only be as cautious as they can be because they want to try to get the scene done so they can leave. They don't want to keep being there either. But I will also say production crew can tend to be very not as considerate since they're more tunnel vision to the project, and should be, right? Sometimes there's millions of dollars on the line. The man that was living there was so annoyed that all this was happening and likely happening for days that he could not sleep. He ended up throwing a brick out the window. It did not hit Park Yoon-bin, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because it ended up hitting someone else. The good part was that if it hit Park Yoon-bin, production would be completely stopped. But it hit a staff member that apparently ended up being hospitalized, but wasn't dying. I am sure the man was grateful because in the heat of the moment, being mad and throwing a brick might be satisfying. The idea to kill someone was probably not going to be what he would want and want to live with. There was an investigation and obviously this was all uncovered. I will say I can understand living in New York where there is a film or TV show being shot every day. I can understand the frustration. The label says that they will try to prevent this in the future. I don't know what that means because this isn't a matter of prevention, but more so being more considerate of your surroundings and trying not to disturb the people that live there. There's a lot of crazy issues that are going on lately. I am grateful for the lack of serious injuries and deaths. That is always good to hear. No one got severely hurt. It was announced not too long ago that TXT's Soobin actually went to the hospital for headaches and chills and then was rushed to the emergency room. But interestingly enough, this was not announced by any official sites. So people were saying that Soobin was missing from specific group activities due to some health reasons. A lot of this, as I mentioned, was not from official sources, but the rumors made it seem like someone somewhere was getting this information. Do you see where I'm going with this? So if this was true and it was not announced, how did anyone find out about this? Because publicly, Soobin hadn't really been missing from any specific activities. The questions of sasaengs have been a bit more prevalent lately and have been a big concern over K-pop idols. I'm not entirely sure where this has been coming from. Are idols just more sensitive now and speaking more up about it? Has there actually been a lot more than before? And why is there more now than before? Even Bang PD, founder of HYBE, had mentioned that K-pop seems to have stagnated. So it can't be from a bigger global success, if that makes sense, but it was definitely being talked about more with BTS and of course TXT. TXT Beomgyu actually had a live stream recently where he called out sasaeng fans. I'm glad idols like Jungkook and Beomgyu are speaking out about this, they are quite literally drawing the line and saying what they would appreciate people doing and what they don't appreciate. Because the only reasons these sasaengs feel it's okay to do this is because they think they're dating the idol or are actually close to the idol. A lot of that belief is because the idols perpetuate this by acting like the fandom is their lover. And some of these people are already mentally unstable. They see a good-looking Asian man and they think, oh wow, he is giving me a chance, and then they go ahead and become obsessed. During this live stream with Beomgyu, he talked about what TXT has been up to as a group. Beomgyu later looked down on his phone and told the audience that he was going to look at the comments and asked people not to call him. Idols only mostly get calls during the live stream. These stalkers want to verify if they have the right number during the stream. And if they see the idol's phone ring, then they know that they got the right number. So I guess maybe Beomgyu's phone was turned off or something and he wanted to turn it on to look at the comments. I guess he maybe got a call or something, but then later talked about how he was not going to be able to play music during the stream, so he went and got his iPad. Beomgyu then straight up actually acknowledged stalkers by saying that this was apparently the 5th time that people have been trying to call him. I wish people would think and use their brain. Actually, not even just for this, but just in general. Using your brain is good for all activities in life. Highly recommend. Even if us non-famous people were to get a call and someone is breathing on the other end, or someone you don't know is claiming they know you, that's creepy, right? You would call the cops. Lock your doors, right? So just stop. There was even alleged sasaengs that were claiming to sell Soobin's information and even dating rumors and those things. And this is obviously annoying because I don't even think they have anything. But there was a rumor a little while ago that Soobin was dating Lexi Rivera. From what I know, she seems to be an Instagram model or influencer. I don't know exactly what she does, but she is beautiful, and actually during an award show, she and Soobin actually took a selfie together in front of a mirror. Soobin seemed super excited, and Lexi even claimed that Soobin was super nice. Rumors of the two dating ended up circulating. I think the rumors went around because Lexi is hot. If Lexi was seen as unattractive, it's so weird, but then the rumors won't happen because now the other girls who want to date Soobin feel like they're safe because they think they're more attractive. It's so weird because they don't want Soobin to be around attractive girls, but they think Soobin is attractive. So why wouldn't other people? If you think they're hot, there's a plethora of 50,000 people that would also think that. During a live stream that Lexi did, she actually ended up talking about Soobin and meeting Soobin. She was on the stream with someone and they both talked about the interaction and how nice Soobin was. It was clear that Lexi was a fan of K-pop and a fan of TXT, and it was so weird when the internet erupted even more because Lexi brought up Soobin again. However, I believe the person she was on the stream with was someone she was actually dating, and she was likely not dating Soobin. I just want to clarify that the members of TXT are all very young, like 18 to 23, I believe. So at this age, a lot of Asians are actually not thinking about partying, doing drugs, or having sex. In Asian culture, this is the work age. A lot of Asians, not all, even just your normal non-K-pop idols, don't even really focus on dating until maybe college or after. A lot of them are focused on what they're going to do with their life, and there's a lot of pressure from family and even just pressure from their other Asian friends to be able to find sustainable jobs and become successful. Soobin is likely not going to be thinking about any romantic relationships, and definitely not any romantic relationships to actually get married, because idols can't date for fun. If they're going to risk their career to date, it's because they really love the person, and then they date. Unlike in American culture where you may go on a date to get to know the person and then you become official once you do like the person, in Asian culture you have to like the person and then go on the date. So there really isn't this conversation of exclusivity on the date when just both already like each other and are together. So the dating game is a little different, and so there's rumors when people claim so-and-so are dating. Makes very little sense given the culture that the boys probably grew up in. Also, I think Lexi Rivera is Spanish, last name, not white. Let me know what you think. Make sure to check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.